Hello friends, today I'm very happy to share some advice or my own experience for TOEFL writing. The first time I scored 25 in writing section, and this time I scored 28 in writing. So it quite surprised me because I didn't prepare I didn't spend any time for writing before the test. So so after I got the score, and I think about what I did in the writing section this time, and what helps me to get this score in writing, because if you want to score the 25, and you should surpass the 75% of test takers, and if you want to scored 28, and you need to surpass the 90% of test takers. So now I'm coming to share my own experience. So in the both writing task, for the reading and listening. So in the first paragraph, I just say the reading passage proposed three possible theory or explanation about the human brain size reduction, and the professor reviewed these explanations and response them one by one. So in the following three paragraphs, and the first sentence, I just mentioned the main point from the reading, and then I say, but the professor doesn't agree with this point. After that, I just list the professor's reason. So why does she think about the explanation was wrong or is not reliable? So I think this part are quite normal, and is very common for everybody can know how to write. So in the last paragraph, so I write my conclusion. The professor doesn't agree with the theories or explanation proposed in the reading passage, but I think the most important thing, I wrote one more sentence to highlight the professor's point. Like this, she mainly discussed the relation between human brain size and temperature, diet, and human muscle. So I think this sentence is highlight to and this point is just stand higher than other things you wrote. So I think it's very important. And for a second writing task, independent writing, so I think this time in the first paragraph, I think I benefit a lot from my listening and speaking. So I just to begin like this, some people may say that the field of knowledge is more important than anything in order to succeed in work or study. However, I think that the ability of adaptation to this situation, change situation, is the most important. I think it's quite straightforward to list my point of view. So in the following 3 paragraph, body paragraph, I just talk about the ability of adaptations has 3 advantages. First, help us to build good relationship and can help us to deal with some distraction and build our confidence. Because if we can adapt to the changing environment, so we have confidence about our future, because in the future is mostly unpredictable, right? And I think the different what is different from the writing about from the writing I did last time. I think this time I only use 1 example in the second body paragraph. So the first and third paragraph, I just use the analyze and logical point to state my reasons about why the ability to adapt to changing environment is very important, is more important to us. So I remember I read one article to say we don't need to use 3 examples to demonstrate our reason. So this time I just only use 1 example and my own example about when I study in high school. In the beginning, I had to live in the dorm and couldn't stay at home because my home was too far away from my high school. So I missed my home at night. But I decided to jog in the morning, so at night I had a good rest. I no longer missed my home, so I can focus on my study. Finally, I did quite good in my study and enter one of the top university in my homeland. So I think this example quite explained my point. It can help us to distract from other things such as missing home, or maybe you miss your older friends when you start in a new environment, or maybe in high school, in universities, and so on. So in the last paragraph, I just do the usual thing. I restate my main point, and I think that adaptation, the ability of adaptation is more important than thing in. And then I also end 1 sentence to highlight my main point. The ability help us keep good relation, deal with problem, and build confidence. So I think my writing is just starting from the low level and then climb the ladder and finally reach a high point. So I think the last the highlight, just like a flashlight, maybe make the readers to raise his eyes, think, oh yes, I think your writing and your argument is quite a logic and a very strong statement. So, and before I never imagine I can achieve 28 in TOEFL writing, because for most of Chinese students, when you score 24 is quite easy, because we learn a lot of grammar in middle school and university. But we, as how to express our thoughts in writing may be difficult. So 24 is quite common for Chinese students. But if you want to score 28, I think is not quite common because you have to surpass the 90% of test taker. So this time, I feel very happy. Of course, very happy, because this score is excellent. So although I want to share one more point. Although I didn't prepare or practice writing during these two tests, but I did spend most of my time to listening and speaking. So when I listening, I try to catch some common expression from the listening. So my listening can be a news, maybe a talk, a conversation, or TOEFL conversation and a TOEFL lecture. But I think I benefit a lot from my listening about news and talk show and conversation. That can help me to express just like native speak. I think that the reader can, when they read our writing just like native speaking expression, I think they will feel good, and your score will be a little high. And also the most important thing, I think, if you want to score a little more, I think at the end of the paragraph, in the concluding part, you can add one more sentence to highlight your point and make your statement a little stronger. So thank you very much, and in the future I hope I can share more advice or my own experience in TOEFL listening or speaking. And my main goal to open this channel is just to practice speaking, and I benefit a lot from these videos, because I just only record my speaking and then upload my video. I don't pay attention to edit the video, because I just want to use my energy to reach my goal, to improve my speaking. And if my video can help you, because I think most of us prepare TOEFL test by ourselves, and some people may refer to some tutor or some tester prepared, but I think TOEFL test you can do by yourself if you spend a time. And most important, just to improve your English, right? So I think it's worth for you to improve it little by little and build your confidence And now I feel much more confident to speak with my neighbors. And once a time, my neighbor also appraised me. Uh, my English is quite good, so I hope in the future I will continue to make more video to share with you and help you to build your confidence. And if you when you say my speaking was not quite good, but I was confident, right? I think you can do it by yourself. Bye bye. Good luck.